Hello, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. I'm here. I haven't been here in like 2 weeks. I took a break. I'm gonna be honest. I did not feel like it took a break. I feel the exact same. I'm just gonna be honest with you all. But I'm here. I'm ready to talk about video games. It's episode 434. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to double check because I always get that wrong. Yes, no, it is. It is that number. It's me, John. Hello. Rose is here with me. Hello, Rose.
Hi, I'm here. Yeah.
Rose, you also weren't on the podcast. So what were you doing when you were not recording?
Let me think. Last weekend, Saturday, did they do it? I think I might have been finishing up Wild Hearts. I was playing that a bunch. If you remember, I talked about that.
That's the game that's like a Monster Hunter thing, kind of.
Yeah, with Fortnite building style stuff. Yeah. It was pretty fun.
Sure. I mean, I believe you, even though that sounds like...
It sounds really scary, right?
I don't want to go anywhere near that, personally. But I'm sure... I'm sure it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot to talk about games-wise, honestly. We have both been gaming.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
I mean, you're in your gaming era, right? We've talked about this.
I fucking guess I am, yeah, because I haven't been doing anything else when I'm chilling. You know, I'm just like, man, I just want to play some shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just in the mood. I mean, when I took off, that was like right when the Resident Evil 4 remake came out. And let me tell you, I like that a lot. I liked that game quite a bit. I played through it once. I got like halfway through another playthrough, and then I missed some treasures, and so I got a little pissed, so I put it down for a bit. I'm gonna get back to it, though, because it is good.
Yeah.
But they remade Resident Evil 4, and I did not get offended by it. I, in fact, quite enjoyed it. Which is, you know, I was cautiously optimistic for a while. I was like, you know what? Yeah, like I like the 2 remake and the 3 remake. I want to see what they do for 4. A lot of people, pretty rightfully so, though, were not optimistic because, hey, you know, like how do you remake one of the best games ever? But I think they did fine. I think they did a great job. I think there's stuff with this one that is worse, but there's stuff in it that is also better. So both experiences are worth experiencing. Like, just play both. Get both. Play both. That is the answer.
Yeah, that seems to be the general vibe. I know that going in, a lot of people were like, I think this is the same mindset that goes into like when people were talking about Dead Space remake on more like higher critical levels of just like, yeah, this thing probably didn't need to get made, but it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, saying that it doesn't need to be made is one, because, like, I like that it was made, you know? Like, I actively enjoy that there is this other way to play this game, just because they did add enough to make it different. Like, they added new weapons, they added new, like, the knife pairing mechanic is, like...
Yeah, that's awesome.
Its own beast. It's super good. So, like... I'm more willing to be like, yeah, I'm far more happy that this exists than I am. I mean, I haven't played the Dead Space remake yet, but it's just like, I could take or leave the Dead Space remake. With this, I'm just like, oh man, this is wonderful. This is a new experience that is very similar to one of my favorite experiences. So it's just like, I know it's like the way that I try to describe it is it's a band that you like covering a song that a band that you like made, and they make it their own. It still has a lot of the same DNA, but they made it their own, and it's still really, really good.
Yeah. I've only played the tutorial because my wife's been playing it primarily. Mm-hmm. And I think like I really like it so far a lot. I think it feels really good. I think the pairing especially is just a great thing to add to that game that was already about like a lot of, you know, enemy crowd control management. I think that's like a really good addition to that set. I think my only problems, and these are very minute, is that you can tell this was made by the team that made RE2 remake and RE3 remake versus like RE4 itself being made by like a team that was different from those.
Sure.
Only because like there's a lot of wind up on how Leon moves around, comparable to like 2 and 3, which is not necessarily a problem. It's just something you have to get used to if you're undoing that like forebrain.
Yeah, you have no idea how many times I wanted to do just the like back and button thing to just flip around immediately.
You have to
and
do
it's
like a separate input for that now, I think.
Yeah.
But that and just knife durability is my only complaint, and it's like I totally understand the knife durability, but also knowing that you can just get an infinite durability knife after you beat it once is like,
Oh, the thing with that game is I feel like they want you to play through that game on the lower difficulties first.
Yeah.
And but they also don't really say that, right? Like they say like, oh, if you've played Resident Evil 4 already, play hardcore mode. But then I saw people saying, hey, actually standard in this game is pretty much equivalent to hardcore in the original. So if you want a challenge, play on standard. Like,
I was seeing some people say, like, I didn't even notice that I had taken everyone calling it RE2 make and stuff for granted. I did not know they just called these games just Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 4. Again,
yeah.
Because like I saw a couple people joking, like, do you think they mean you've played Resident Evil 4, like this one? Like,
yeah, for your replay. Yeah. That makes sense.
It's just like insane wording that doesn't come through.
But they definitely want you to like go back through it with the unlocked items. Like, there's bonuses that you can get for completing it without them or whatever, but it's very much just like, yeah, if you like because it'll be like, okay, you have to beat the game in this amount of time to unlock this weapon, and then you can like use that weapon to do like another challenge, and then like and then there's one where it's like, oh, if you beat the game without any of the any of the extra weapons on hardcore S plus or whatever, you get like infinite ammo or whatever. But it's just like that's it. It's just like it wants you to run through the game multiple times with all the different weapons and just getting better and better as you go, and then like just saving up a shit ton of money so you can just plow through it, the like S plus version of it later on.
Yeah, you can really feel the Devil May Cry DNA there.
It's all there though. I definitely really like what it is. But I'm sure that they talked about it before on another podcast. So I will just say the thing that I am more interested in now is I want to see what they're going to do with the other games in the future. Just like, of course, I've been banging the drums that like we should get a Zero or a Code Veronica remake, because those are ones that like do need that polish for sure. But like, I don't know what they're doing with like the story going forward, because not to spoil anything, I mean, it's been out for a while, but just to say like the ending is very slightly different, but the way that it is different, it like ripples out a bit. So if they're gonna remake 5, which I'm guessing they will, like, I just want to see what that ends up being. Like, is that just going to be, like, a completely new game called Resident Evil 5? Or are they going to come up with something to just be like, oh, well, actually, like, the way that it changed didn't really matter. It just, that's just how it's going to be. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I mean, there's going to be, like, a DLC for this, for Separate Ways, where you play as Ada. I don't know. It's all very up in the air. I'm intrigued, not like disappointed though. I want to see how it shakes out.
For sure.
Let's see here. Anything you want to touch on? Any games that you've been playing?
Yeah, sure. So I once I finished the Wild Hearts game, which really took up a lot of my time. I don't really have much more to say, otherwise I'd had put it here. I got back into Wo Long Fallen Dynasty, the other Koei Tecmo game in the same engine. That's more of like a spiritual successor to Neo. which, I mean, it's more like a Neo. It's the Bloodborne to Neo, sort of, basically.
Right.
A lot more active combat focused on parries.
You're the parry.
Yeah, it's great. And that game's like really strange because I think it's a good game. I don't think it's like there's much bad in it, but it's a big step back from Neo 2, similar in the way like Bloodborne was a step back from like some of the adjustments Dark Souls 2 made. Where it's just like there's just a lot of weird stuff going on. A lot of things feel like really streamlined in a way to try to accommodate people who thought like Neo was too complex. But it ends up making it feel like it has a lot less features instead. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but it is a much easier experience. I think if you haven't played Neo, this is probably like a really good game to play instead of Neo to figure out if you want to get into that stuff. Because again, Neo has more complexities and intricacies to it. Because again, this game is basically a parry game. Like that's like the main form of gameplay. You do parries to fill up like meters, redirect people in combat, do all this stuff. And when they crush it, they crush it. This is like a Three Kingdoms game, and they do multiple fights against Lu Bu specifically, because of course you got to do that.
You gotta.
And Lu Bu is easily like a perfect demonstration of like how good this system can be. He does stuff in his first fight where it's just like you have to parry him off his horse. And do a bunch of stuff to like knock fire off his sword by parrying him a certain amount of times and stuff like that. That's really fun. And it shows like, oh yeah, you can engage with all these systems. And then his second fight just has the Ganondorf parry from Ocarina of Time where you have to hit a giant ball back and forth, which is a lot of fun. And it's like those moments are like, I'm like, yeah, this game's awesome. But there are a lot of just like, this is a guy you're fighting. I think that's a complaint people had with Dark Souls 2. Of just like you're fighting a guy, like just a man who's like big, and it's not that they're like bad. It's just they're very nothing for the most part. And they've also tried to tone down. I think a lot of people complain about with Neo loot systems, right? Like that it's just too overwhelming for people who usually like Souls games. And they definitely tried to tone that down, but they toned it down in a really weird way, where like. All of the systems are still there. You're just getting less gear. And they also changed it so that they all randomly get different stat scaling. Just the same weapon can just have completely random stat scaling. So it means like if you're someone who likes, say, using two swords, the weapon type that's two swords, you might not find swords that work with the build you want to go for a while just because of random chance, which is kind of annoying. There's some systems to mitigate that, but it's weird. And there's just like weird stuff where it's like Neo 2. If you remember, me, Scott, and Lorelai were like effusive about that game when it came out. We loved it. And that's because it felt like a big step up from Neo 1 where they considered everything they had made there and just wanted to make everything about it better. And this feels more like if you told me they made this after Neo 1, I'd go, okay. But it's like you've seen them do better, so you're kind of expecting a little better. I'm hoping that these games always have really good DLC. And they've already started doing patches in line with Neo has got to be probably the best example of an alpha test for a game or a beta test for a game, like influencing the game's design, because they changed so much about that first Neo game based on feedback from those tests. And they've sort of kept that lineage alive here of just like, they've already patched it to make the game a little harder. Like you can do a toggle to make the game a little harder because it only has like 2 difficulty options, and the second one is locked behind New Game Plus. But they added an option to the game has this weird leveling system where you basically level up independently in a level by putting down flags, because they're trying to do like the Three Kingdoms War effort thing, right? And it's like the idea is like, oh yeah, over the course of the level you put down more flags, you get more stamina for parries as you go, and you get the ability to use higher level spells as that happens. And they added an option to just be like, you can set yourself to the lowest one now if you want, or like, set it to a specific number. Instead, if you want to make things harder for you, which is definitely good, because that game also does force you to use co-op people a lot of the time. Not like online co-op, like AI, because they want to try to again do the Three Kingdoms thing of like, look, here's Xiao Xiao, he's here to help you, like stuff like that.
You gotta have your cameos.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't hate it because it is very funny to walk around with like this general dude and just watch a zombie punch him and he falls over. And you just have to live with knowing that when it gets to the next cutscene and he's like, he's peerless. He's the god among men. But it is definitely something if you're a person who balks at Dark Souls having co-op, the game does definitely kind of force you to do it, which I think is good because I think it's fun to experiment in that space. I don't think enough people are doing it. I think you see a lot of these Souls games come out and they are just fucking Dark Souls. And there need to be improvements in a substantial sense. Nioh 2 already had better co-op than fucking Elden Ring does. Of you just make a room and your friend joins and then you just go to do the levels together. And I really wish more people would experiment in this space, because that's the thing about this game is like, for all of my qualms, it is experimenting in that space. And I think that's really valuable to games as a whole, to not see someone like rest on their laurels. Like, it would have been very easy for them to just make Nioh 2 too, but they didn't. They tried to do something a little different. And I think that's really cool.
That is cool. Always glad to hear that they are trying something new in a well-trodden space.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. News. Let's see here. So I'll be honest. Not a lot of news is like setting my ass on fire this week. I mean, some of it's important to talk about, but some of it is just like, okay. A lot of trailers for stuff that I don't care about this week. Whatevs. Let's touch on some. Let's touch on the stuff that's like not really important, but just like, okay. That they delayed the Suicide Squad game to next year, which is funny.
Yeah, I think it was Jason Schreier tweeted about it, like saying like, this is just for polish, which is really like, that feels like obviously trying to convey to people that it's not them making it not games for service or whatever, but like, also that's an insane thing to say.
No, yeah, I mean, I think I saw elsewhere that the rumor going around is that they are going to make it not only online now, which sure, but it's still going to be a games for service game. Like, they're basically just saying like, yeah, they're gonna, make it so you don't have to stay online, but they're, not gonna fucking make it a good game.
No, you watched that gameplay demo, right?
Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah, I think super bummed.
Yeah, I'm bummed too, because I love all those Rocksteady games. And it's like, you want it to be good.
Yeah. I was like kind of stoked for it. I was just like, yeah, you know what? I'll play a Rocksteady game where you're like, flying around doing shit, shooting people. That sounds great. But now it's just like, oh,
for currency.
Oh no, this just does not seem very good, and just looks not. It just looks bad.
I think
I'm
like
upset.
The main thing that really made it look bad was just when it comes to these co-op games, this has become a really big problem that we've gotten away from. Me and my wife were just watching a video about Lord of the Rings games from the GameCube or whatever, PS2 era. And you think about like all those characters did different things. Like, Gandalf does the magic and Legolas does the bow. And then it's like, you look at this and they're like, they say that the shark guy, whose name I always forget.
I think it's just Killer Shark.
Killer Shark, yeah. You see him and they say he's the melee guy. And then you watch that trailer and it's like, do you even get that vibe at all?
No.
He's just doing guns and flying just like all the other ones. Like, there's a real lack of imagination in that space of like, it's like I think it's balance pilled stuff. It's easy to say like it's the consolidation of AAA design of just like, this is the easiest way to make this big budget game. But I really think it's just like, well, won't the players complain if they're not, they don't have X power or Y power or whatever?
Yeah, I could definitely see that, especially if it is something that's going to be like online co-op sort of deal. It's just going to be like, yeah, everyone needs to be on the same playing field, or else, someone might be a little better than the other one just inherently, and it's just like, oh, well, I want to be Harley Quinn. She's got the big hammer. The big hammer does more damage. And I gotta be Captain Boomerang, because Captain Boomerang doesn't do as much cool stuff, and it's just like... Then it's on you to come up with cool stuff for these characters. Yeah. I see. I can absolutely see what you're saying being true, because it does just feel like nobody can be the best. Nobody could be the coolest character.
Yeah. I think
so. There is no cool character.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. That's how I felt about like just a lot of these games that have come out recently, like that Outriders game and a bunch of others. It's just like you end up with these really boring characters where the differences are entirely like your gun makes them explode like a debuff stack versus like my gun just reloads fast and that's it. Like that's the best you can do. And I think there really needs to be a lot more in that space.
For sure. No, I'm just going to say, because this game is also probably going to die pretty quick, I just remembered I saw some like post on the Gaming Leaks Reddit where like Cliff Bleszinski tweeted like, my lawyer just texted me something good about Lawbreakers, and it's like, who the fuck cares? What?
Lawbreakers, man.
Yeah, let's bring back Lawbreakers. What?
Oh.
For who?
Those passionate fans. I mean, I don't know. There was that fucking... what was that other one that just came back semi-recently?
I don't know.
I think it was the Amazon MOBA. And it's like, why is this coming back? Who was asking for it?
I remember I played that shit at E3. And I walked away from it being like, I don't know what the fuck this is. Like, I don't know who this is for. This is not fun. And like, everyone was just like, John, you're crazy. Come on. That shit. Oh man, all you people fiending for Wet 2, get ready. You just got a good cool text.
Do you know what that made me think of?
What?
Remember fucking Bleeding Edge? The Ninja Theory online shooter that they forced them to make
like yes,
as soon as they got bought? Like yeah. Who were these games for in that era? Like 2017 to 2020. They were just like making shit that was like the same.
Battleborn's back. It's time.
I gotta say, at least looking at these pictures of Lawbreakers and then also Bleeding Edge, I'm really glad that it feels like art design has been getting a little bit better recently in that space.
Yeah.
Because super edgy realism Overwatch is a pretty bad aesthetic.
Yeah. Look, the only one of those posts I want to see is the one where Dave Lang says, I got a good text from my lawyer about fucking, whatever it's called, Rumbleverse.
Rumbleverse, yeah, for sure.
That's what I want to see, yeah.
I think
I mean, when that happens.
I mean, like, unlike those other games we mentioned, I can actually see people being excited for that.
I mean, people were into it. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
It got shut down extremely unfairly. It was fucking Epic being Epic.
I mean, not so epic after all.
Not so epic. Not epic at all. Let's see here. Okay, here, I'll do two quick things here. So, I went and saw the Mario movie, which I only did because I got a free ticket. And it was fine. It was 3 out of 5. Nothing to write home about. I feel like anyone who has like a major opinion about this movie is nuts.
It just feels like they're performing.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's all right, sure. Like, Jack Black was having fun making the movie, I could tell. Like, he's just like, oh man, I'm Bowser, that's cool. Everyone else is just voice acting, kind of.
Mm-hmm. What's your take on the licensed music? Because that stuff seemed pretty bad.
It was bad. Yeah, it was bad.
That's
It didn't
sad.
fit.
Reading that stuff about
I-
they cut out original score stuff for that is, man.
Mhm. No, because I saw the clip from the Kong jungle where it plays "Take on Me." I saw a clip that someone edited the like original score onto that scene first. So like in my mind, I was like, okay, I saw that and it synced up perfectly. It looked great, sounded great. And then watching it in the theater with "Take on Me," I was just like, yeah, no, this is way worse. Like this is just like it would be a better scene with the Donkey Kong music. There's just a couple of bits where it's just like yeah, and I saw why they did it. Like on Twitter, like the guy who wrote Bone was like, yeah, no, we were like in the middle of making a Bone movie, and for ages and ages they were like, yeah, no, we agree, no licensed music, we have it all signed for you, no licensed music. And then all of a sudden he got a call and was just like, hey, yeah, they're gonna give us another $20 million if we put a licensed song in there, so we're gonna do that. It's just like, okay. Like it is just money. But it was fine. It was just fine. A little too fast. Like I agree with a lot of the complaints that it's just breakneck. It's just like scene after scene after scene. Everyone is just everything gets wrapped up immediately. Like someone will have an issue and they will just solve it in the scene. Like Mario and Donkey Kong have like a little bit of a rivalry because Donkey Kong's like, I'm kind of being forced into this thing because of my dad, and Mario's just like, oh, I don't really have that great of a relationship with my dad either, and then they just are done talking about it. But then later on, Cranky sees that Donkey Kong does something cool, and Mario's dad sees that Mario does something cool, and they're both just like, all right, we love you now, and it's just like, okay.
Oh, great. I'm glad that it was that easy.
Yeah, you just got to do a cool world saving. You have to punch. You have to do a big old punch to Bowser to be a good son. I don't know. I mean, so I think the one thing that I walked away from it with that I think is different from a lot of people is some of the cameos. And by cameos, I mean like things in the posters in the background. Who the fuck is the Ice Climbers polar bear for? Why did they put the Ice Climbers polar bear in Mario's room? Who sees that and is like, oh, fuck yes, Ice Climbers! Nobody! Who likes Ice Climbers? Nobody!
It really feels like an extension of, I know people, I've talked about it a lot, of just like that fake sense of Nintendo, like how everyone said Banjo-Kazooie's like was everyone's favorite game when they were a child and stuff like that, even though that wasn't true. And like it didn't sell that much. That feels like that sort of like Nintendo gets to write the history now. Like everyone loved Ice Climbers. What do you mean?
Remember when they were in Smash Bros?
Because they had a slot they needed to fill.
I mean, they were put in because Sakurai likes to put an old school weird character,
and he likes
which
the
I
novelty
appreciate
of stuff. Like he talked about that with Min Min.
But like, the reason why people know the Ice Climbers is because they're like good competitively. Like if they weren't good competitively, nobody would give a fuck. Like if they couldn't do an infinite grab in Melee, nobody would care about the Ice Climbers.
Exactly. But now Mario loved it when he was a child, actually.
Yeah, Mario's a big Ice Climbers fan. And then when the Ice Climbers movie comes out in 2047, everyone's going to clap when they see the polar bear, and he's going to say, hey, Mario, you remember me?
Chris Pratt,
the polar
old
bear
man, will
with
go,
the sunglasses.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was fine. That's it. And then the other thing is that I've been buying some games, some cheap-ish handheld games and PS2 games recently. Just been buying some old stuff. I got a really good deal on some DS games. I got Chibi Robo, New Super Mario Brothers for the DS, the Park Patrol game. The game's weird. You're just going around like planting flowers and dancing.
It's really...
But it's cute.
It's really quite strange that every Chibi Robo game after Chibi Robo is not like Chibi Robo.
So That is technically incorrect.
Oh, because there's one Japanese only game that came out, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
And that was also on the DS, and it does have a fan translation, so you can play it.
I know.
But still, all the ones that came out outside of Japan are not like Chibi Robo, and that is why that series crashed and burnt. Like that's the thing too, is that like the rest of them are bad.
Yeah.
Except for this one. This one is like, I wouldn't say bad. Okay. It's a little weird.
Yeah.
But people couldn't even play it easily because it was only at Walmart for some reason.
Remember when Xenoblade Chronicles was only at GameStop? At least that made more sense, I guess.
It's on the fucking front cover. I'm looking. I am holding the case in my hand right now. It's just only at Walmart. Only at Walmart.
Yeah,
got a good deal on it, so that's okay.
Good.
And the new Super Mario Brothers. You know what? Holds up.
Yeah, that first one. That first one is good. I really think they got into the weeds later.
But it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, like that Wii one is still okay, but it's too much. Yeah, for sure. And then I only played a like very small amount of New Super Mario Brothers U when that came out, and that was similarly like a bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just, I'm gonna be real, I think it's just the aesthetics and music. I think if it wasn't so sterile on every level, I think people would enjoy it a little more.
Oh no, absolutely. Absolutely. It is 100% just, we wanted to make a Mario Brothers game. Here it is. Check it out.
It's just like...
Still fine, though.
Yeah, for sure. I just remember playing Super Mario Maker 2, and they have the new Super Mario Brothers set or whatever, and it's just like... Mm-hmm. These levels just feel worse because they have less charm.
Mm-hmm. Looking at this render of Luigi on the cover, and I'm just like, dude, yeah, I mean, that's Luigi.
Yeah.
I guess that's like Luigi. Yeah, that's the Luigi that's in next to the dictionary entry for Luigi, but
that's not my Luigi.
Not much else. Yeah. I also got a copy of Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution on PS2.
Okay.
Because it was $10 and I was recommended it, and it's a Virtua Fighter. It's good. It's a good game. They made a good Virtua Fighter for PS2, but also I'm not gonna say too much because it's just Virtua Fighter. It's a good fighting game, but it's a little older. It's just, you know, it's nice to have more fighting game options to play with people.
What's the?
But that is kind of it.
Oh, 5 is in Yakuza 7. I was like, I know I played a bunch of them for the fucking things in Yakuza 7. Mm-hmm. And it was, right. Yeah, they have Virtua Fighter 2 and 5.
Mm-hmm. And then I also bought a Yu-Gi-Oh! GBA game, the Dungeon Dice Monsters game. And that game is not good.
Oh, that's
actually
sad.
No. Yeah, that was a bummer. Maybe should have looked up more on it before buying it. But you know, you live and you learn. The thing with it is, so the reason why it's so frustrating. So the way that the game works is you have your dice. You have I think 15 die or something. And each die is either a monster or like a trap, basically. And so you choose 3 dice to roll each turn. And then depending on what you roll, it adds to your crests, which are basically just other things you could do during your turn. So it'll be like, okay, you can rack up attacks crests, and then each turn you can spend those to do an attack, or movement crests, and you do that to move your monsters. Or if you get stars, if you have more than 1 star roll, you can summon monsters based on the amount of stars you got for your roll. So so if you get a star that says 2 on it and then a star that says 1 on it, you can then summon a level 1, a level 2, or a level 3 monster. That sort of thing. But then the problem with that is that it takes the monster from the dice that you rolled. So if you roll the dice and you get a roll that lets you summon a monster, it can also take out something that has good crests for other stuff. Be like, yeah, I want to summon this strong monster, but also their dice has 2 movement squares, so I have to just either wait to summon it and it might take forever, or hope that I have something that can cover it to get more movement. And there's so many turns where you just roll something and you can't do anything. You just roll nothing, roll nothing, roll nothing. It's not well balanced at all. Just no, it's bad. It's a shame because like it's a cool premise, but just the way that it's balanced is not good at all. Like there's just so many turns where you do nothing. Very frustrating.
Yeah, that makes me think of me and LV talking about that game Eichenfell, of just like cool system, just so tedious that you don't even want to play it.
Yeah. I would love for them to make something similar to that has like actual balance to it, but they won't because they make so much money off of Master Duel and Duel Links and all that. They're just not going to make like a story Yu-Gi-Oh game ever again, which is a shame.
Yeah.
I should probably pick up like one of the Tag Force games. Like those games are pretty wild from what I've heard, like the GX era. Like,
yeah, I know a lot of people who really like them.
They have like fucking like dating sim elements, like straight up, like not what people doing April Fool's jokes would call dating sims. Like
yeah, like actually.
You're going around like cultivating relationships and going to classes and shit, and also dueling. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's insane that they won't do more. Like
yeah, it's just a bummer. What else you got on your plate?
Let's think. Let me think. Oh, I will say, like, on that point also, they need to do that with Pokemon trading card game again. They need to do it.
You're fucking real. Right. Like, you're damn right. Mm-hmm.
Insane. So I've been, you know what, here, we can keep on the little, like, Nintendo style kick here.
Sure.
I accidentally, while I was like in bed, I think I do this with everything. This leads me to accidentally like muting people on Twitter, a lot of things. I won't lock my phone and I'll like put it next to me and then I'll like bump into it and make it do a bunch of stuff. And in the process of doing this at one point, I can only assume this is the only way that this happened because there's no way I did this intentionally. I accidentally added Yoshi's Crafted World to my Gamefly queue. And I didn't know until it came in the mail. And so I've been playing that, basically. I've been forced to play Yoshi's Crafted World by myself unwillingly. And I don't know, have you played that or Woolly World at all?
I have not.
Okay. So that they're more...
I've played a little bit of Epic Yarn.
That one's great.
It's the same dev.
Yeah. I had a discussion with a friend recently where I think for as intricate and better they get at the design of these worlds, like this one especially is not just yarn, it's everything. Like they make like little paper tulips, like cardboard boxes. It has a real like good, like you get to see them, that's cute, that's needed, really like arts and crafts style stuff. Epic Yarn is definitely still the best one out of those still, because I think it knew its limits and it went all in on it. These other ones are a bit more vague, so they lack a cohesive identity, even if it's cute and impressive. This one and Woolly World are basically Yoshi's Story, the N64 game. So it's like, you pick a Yoshi color and then you go around on all these levels and you do stuff. This is easily the most expansive one. It has like a bunch of side content that you have to do, and it encourages a lot of replayability of the levels. And I think, like I said, the vibe that, like, especially the early levels give, this is a game where, like, none of the enemies, like, are outwardly aggressive towards you. They're just sort of there. There's a lot of colors. There's a lot of things happening. It really gives the vibe of, like, those baby sensory videos on YouTube of just, like, there are events occurring. Look at this nice color, like, stuff like that. But then it has that vibe. And everything is pretty easy, but then it has like really insane like scavenger hunt difficult stuff that you're supposed to do to like get 100% in each level. That like requires like, knowing that an invisible block is here, or
Yeah.
knowing where this is, or throwing the egg perfectly at this time on a moving train, like, which is sort of feels like at odds with its like real childlike approach to like this is for kids versus like a Kirby. Like, I played Kirby Forgotten World. I haven't finished it yet, but like that one, you can really tell it's for kids, right? Like, primarily because
Right.
it has optional objectives and they're fun, but they're never like straining your platforming perfection or anything like that. This definitely feels like it is a lot more. I would say maybe even more than like some of the other Mario games. Just because it's really finicky to throw an egg. I don't know if you know this about Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
It's not a precise thing. It was in a 2D space, but this is more like a 3D space where you're shooting at the foreground and background.
Right, yeah. The layers and all that, like a diorama.
Yeah, and like, so like I said, there's replayability, and I think like that becomes a lot more evident of like, I think I've just been surprised that this is intended for kids, just mainly because you basically have a robot on each node of the world map for like, let's say a set of 3 levels. And the robot goes like, after you beat all those levels, it goes, oh, I really want this specific like crafted item from the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea is you find it in the item, like say like you find 5 seagulls and you shoot them with the egg in the background or foreground for him. Mm-hmm. And then you like go back or whatever. And some of those are like insane. Like they'll make you do like the same level 6 times. And yeah, and it's like, on the one hand, I appreciate that because it does make you go back and appreciate all the stuff they did, right, to make this level. Like, you get to see like, oh, wow, I didn't even notice that this house was made out of a milk carton or something like that. You know, like, I didn't notice that, like, this was supposed to be a frog or whatever. But it is a little like much. Like, I'm just picturing like a 6-year-old being like, I cannot fucking find this like extrapolation of a pumpkin anywhere, please.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, it's fun. I've been surprised at the format of it only because it's so strange versus like playing Kirby. Like I said, like it's really weird that this game got made, I guess, to me, of like, the idea of making like another Yoshi story is insane in of itself, because that was like a $60 game that was like 2 hours long. More than that, it was like $84, wasn't it? I always forget in 64 games. And I know that doesn't have the best reputation because of that.
No.
But like Woolly World was okay, and this is very cute. It's fun to play. I do think overall, like, the egg throwing can be annoying, but you gradually get used to it, and they introduce a lot of new mechanics, like, you know, going in a mech for a little bit. That's fun, or like like picking up magnets and using them for platforming and stuff. I think my only other major complaint is that game makes you feel evil, because, like I said, those enemies do not attack you. So it's just like a bunch of, and even more than that, they go out of their way to show these Shy Guys just having a nice time. Like,
they're just chilling.
The first level, you just go to like a town of cardboard houses, and they're just like hanging out in their rooms. They're like playing with like video games, or like feeding ducks at the pond, and you just walk over and the game's like, don't you want to kill them now?
I don't.
Like, no, I don't. There was this really visceral thing, like, immediately that really set the tone for me, of just, you climb up to the top of the roof to get the last part for your train. And when you do that, you knock like the cardboard floor or roof up onto these little Shy Guys that are having a nice little roof party, and it just kills them. And I was just like, oh my God, Yoshi, why the fuck did you do that? And it's just this really weird angle of like, I think like this is like what people talk about of ludonarrative dissonance, of just like, but just like,
this is worse than Uncharted. People
make jokes about like Mario, you know, brutal Mario killing the Goombas, but this like actually feels like that, you know, like this isn't like the extrapolated nature of a video game. Like, they went out of their way to show them having a nice time, and you just kill them. It makes you feel bad. I don't know, if I just think like, when I was a kid, I would cry so much about like a Pokemon fainting or something. And I'm just
Right.
thinking about like the idea of playing this game and seeing these nice like Shy Guy. Like I already liked Shy Guy when I was younger, and just imagining like child me being like, no, I'm a bad person. Very weird vibe. Very pretty game. Very, very pretty. I think it has like I said, because it has that replayability, like it feels annoying sometimes, but it is, like I said, still good to get a vibe for like how much effort they put into each level. They even have a thing where you replay the level on the opposite side of it to find like little baby poochies. And that has an entirely different, like you can tell that they made them like a diorama, so you're seeing the backside of the diorama. And that's like a really cool way to make a different level design that feels different while utilizing the same infrastructure. It's a really clever game, I guess. That's what I would say about it. It feels really clever in the ways that they like knew what they were working with and managed to stretch it out into a pretty good format. I still like Epic Yarn more, though. Kirby had an apartment.
Sure. That is true. Kirby did have an apartment that you can decorate with whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
It's cute. All right, more news here. All right, I'm gonna talk about Suicide Squad. All right, this one is just like, I don't get it. I don't get why they're doing this. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just don't know money, but Rovio is apparently nearing getting purchased by Sega for $1 billion.
Yeah, why?
Which, like,
have you known anyone who cares about Angry Birds?
Like, if this was like a few years ago, maybe, but now, no, I don't. It's like I think about when Activision bought King. It's like, yeah, that makes sense.
That made sense.
People are still playing King. People are still playing Candy Crush. They got their money back and more.
Yeah,
I get it,
and a bunch of other games too that those people make.
Yeah. Like, Rovio only made Angry Birds. That is the only thing they ever made that made them any money. And, like, yeah, it was huge. But, like, now? Is it really that? Like, is Sega going to make back $1 billion in a reasonable time frame? I mean, maybe their plan is to be like, okay, you're going to be our, like, mobile developers now? But then, like...
that based on, like, recent Angry Birds stuff, that seems like a bad idea.
That, and also, like, yeah, like, their recent stuff and their past stuff, like, they made one good game. That seems like a really, really bad idea to be spending that much money on something like this. It seems really weird to me.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
If they hadn't pulled out of the arcade space, I would almost say, like, this makes a little sense of, like, maybe they want them to make arcade games or something. Because they are in that sphere also of, like, you know, the Angry Birds arcade games and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the arcade I work at has an Angry Birds coin pusher, but
yeah, and it's just like they pulled out of arcades, so like, what? I genuinely cannot figure it out. I don't get it at all.
I don't get it.
The funniest thing was looking this up and seeing that, like, they've made 2 games that aren't Angry Birds in recent years, and one of them is like a true crime Facebook game. And it was like, man. I don't know why they did
$1
this.
dues.
Remember when they sold fucking Angry Birds Star Wars for $50 as a launch Xbox One game, and it was the exact same as the phone version?
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Yeah. Sure. Another weird one here real quick. So I don't fully know the entire context about this, but apparently some secret files, US documents about the Ukrainian war got leaked through a Minecraft YouTuber's Discord server. Just like some dude who works for the Justice Department was hanging out, and it's not even like a big Minecraft YouTuber, it's like a smaller scale dude. Just hanging out in the Discord server and is like, hey y'all, check this out. There's all these private US documents about the war.
Very funny. I liked that, like, they traced it through Instagram photos, I think, specifically. of like he had just posted pictures of like, hey, there's an Instagram photo of like him making a sandwich, and the papers are just right next to it.
It's insane.
Insane.
I don't fucking know.
Why does it keep happening? I mean, I know why it keeps happening, because everyone wants attention, but
yeah.
Man.
My edgy meme of the week is classified documents. Okay.
I mean, it's just an extension.
If someone dropped that shit in a Discord I was in, I would just be like, okay, like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with this.
Yeah.
Like you can like, okay, yeah, sure, there's a war going. All right. I gotta go to work tomorrow. What am I supposed to do with this? Like,
it's just an extension of my uncle works for Nintendo, right? Like, it's just that
I guess so.
Extra angle of like my here U.S. documents, like War Thunder, right? They just get so mad in the War Thunder.
War Thunder makes sense because they're freaking military otaku, and they're like, you're doing my tank wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I get that, but for this, it's just like, yeah, I'm in the Minecraft server, and I'm letting them know about like, I mean, if it was like a life or death thing or something, if it was like, hey, shit might go really bad here, that's one thing. But like, just like, hey, here's how much money we sent to the Ukrainians. It's gonna be like, okay, I'm subscribed to this to know when this guy's gonna stream Minecraft tomorrow. All right, like, send this to fucking CNN, or if you actually care. But yeah, it's just that's an extremely strange like flex, I guess. And just being like, here's the classified documents I have access to. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not easily impressed.
You have to. I guess you have to think about how many people out there are who don't actually understand how politics or anything works. So they just go like, "Ooh, buzzword, ooh, hoo, hoo."
Okay. Rose, do you want to talk about the other thing that you played before we do the thing that we both played?
Sure thing. So I dived into Kingdom Hearts 3 again because I've been showing my girlfriend a lot, the entire Kingdom Hearts series over the last few years, and we finally got to 3. And this is my first replay of 3 versus like when Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 came out, I must have played those games like 7 billion times because I really liked them. And it was the same thing with those DS ones. I really liked 358 Days. Birth by Sleep I've played like 3 times or so. So I have a good handle on everything. Not so much Kingdom Hearts 3. You might remember we on this website held a round table. Me, LV Solon, and maybe someone else? I don't remember. But
I don't know.
We all discussed Kingdom Hearts 3 when it came out as talking about our disappointments with it and our frustrations. Mm-hmm. And I later went on to say like the DLC really helped clean up a lot of stuff because it added back in the Final Fantasy characters. It retooled the ending to have it be a little bit better. But that DLC, now that I've had to play like the actual game leading up to the part that's the DLC, which is most of the ending, they should have made that DLC do more in the base game because it really is just like, I don't know what the problem was. I don't know if it was, people say a lot of like, Disney's control over the situation, like trying to be more controlled, or if it was just they had a rushed development cycle because Nomura, I guess, had a nightmare 2010s in general. Based on I was reading some stuff about Final Fantasy 15. They didn't let that motherfucker work on Versus 13 until like a month before they rebranded it as 15, and then they kicked him off instantly. It's like, man, the same thing with FF7 Remake, where they were just like, but I guess the FF7 Remake one's a little better because it's like they forced him to do FF7 Remake, and then he was like, "You're making me do this. I get to make New World Ends with You," and they were like, "Okay."
All right, man.
But like,
sure.
There's this really weird vibe in Kingdom Hearts 3 of just like, you aren't making a Kingdom Hearts game. Like, actually, like there's a lot of that in there. Like, there's a lot of Kingdom Hearts game in there of like, especially the Toy Story world. Everyone always posts the picture of, Woody go like, I don't think anyone's ever loved you before.
Yeah.
So the fucking anime man. And the Toy Story world and the Monsters Inc. world, great. They did the thing that Kingdom Hearts games are really good at of, we're going to extrapolate this movie into a pastiche of itself, but we're going to throw in fucking Donald Duck, Goofy, and Sora, and then these stupid evil anime men. And Kingdom Hearts 2 is like phenomenal at this. Like, you have the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean world where like they're just there and there's just like all this insane horseshit happening all the time, and it's just normal Sora. Or like the Tron Legacy world where it's fucking hyper realistic Jeff Bridges and Sora is there and they're talking about hearts and data, and you're like, this is so stupid, this is great. And then this is like, you go to the Frozen world and they just play cutscenes from Frozen.
Yeah, that's always just like, Disney was absolutely just like, yeah, we can't have Sora gussying up the lore of Frozen that everyone loves.
Yeah. It's the only thing that really makes sense that it's that, because like I think like a lot of it is definitely like they made it on Unreal Engine 4, they were rushing through development, just trying to get something out there compared to like Kingdom Hearts 2 and 1 and stuff like that. And it was a lot easier to import assets like that, right? Like just import the model for Elsa and shit like that, which is why it's all 3D movies. But like we just did the Tangled world, and easily the worst Kingdom Hearts world, just like, not in terms of like content, like there are a lot worse ones like that have gimmicks or mini games or something. Just like Sora does not interact with these people at all. They don't like have any interaction with like the evil organization member. They just show cutscenes from the movie out of context. So you get these sequences where like Rapunzel's calling him Flynn Rider Eugene now, right? Because that's his real name and she found it out or whatever. We don't get that scene. So she's just randomly calling him Eugene now. And it's like, they don't mention that her hair has magic healing powers. So like when she starts to do that, like near the end, and Sora just goes, oh, cool. It's just like, what?
Like, all right, I wasn't here for this, but sure.
Like, it's the most like, you better have fucking seen this movie or you have no idea what's going on. Like, yeah. It really sucks. I'm hoping that Kingdom Hearts 4 is a lot better. I think it looks a lot more promising. I'm not just saying that because they gave Sora a drill, but it helps. I don't know if you know anything about Kingdom Hearts 4, but everything he has said about it is insane.
I don't know that much about it.
Let me tell you real quick, okay? So after Kingdom Hearts 3, Sora was sent to another dimension. And he was killed by Beta Noctis, like the beta design for Noctis from Versus 13. And that made him appear in the world of fiction, which is our world. And they're going to force Sora to have a day job. And meanwhile, Donald and Goofy are looking for him in the real world, which is the Disney fusion world. And I think that's really promising.
That's insane, but all right.
Nomura said his goal is to showcase Sora's day-to-day life. And I just think that is the kind of insanity I need right now.
That's scary. It sounds good, but I'm scared.
I think the only thing I'm really scared about is Star Wars or Marvel. Because those are distinct possibilities now.
For sure.
And I don't want to think about a Star Wars world. I think that would be really bad. I think superhero worlds could be fun if they don't go for the movie angle. But we'll see. I love Kingdom Hearts deeply. I really wish Kingdom Hearts 3 had more time in the oven, or maybe less Disney control, just because like when that game shines, it is fucking shining. Like fucking Mike Wazowski and Sully picking up the fucking edgiest character in the Kingdom Hearts series and doing the fucking throw it in a door, then throw the door in the door, and then shred the door bit from the movie is like so good.
It's very good.
But that's like 10% of the game. and the rest is just sort of like going through the motions. And like it feels good. Like a couple of the changes they did make is they added a harder difficulty and the ability to turn off. I don't know if you remember, they added Disney rides to this as like summons.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and it like totally killed the game's vibe because you were just getting it all the time, and it just was always the best option to use in any situation. You can just turn them off now. And that doesn't like take away from the combat. If anything, it just makes you use the other tools they put in that game a lot more, which feels good. Yeah, it made me like, if they just take the system and put it into a game that's designed slightly better and they don't put in those stupid Disney rides, I think the next Kingdom Hearts will be a lot of fun. I'm also just glad it's not a fucking spin-off and it's actually just Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're like doubling down on just this insane concept and being like, "Oh no, this is as canon as it can get. You can't skip this shit.
Next one.
You can't avoid this. This will not be a cutscene compilation.
Yeah,
this is real.
This is real. This is the realest shit." Yeah, it made me. I've been very excited. I just reminded me. I love Kingdom Hearts so much. Finally, we took like a year break, and then we went back and did Dream Drop Distance just recently, the 3DS one. That HD remake is like okay. It looks really good. I think that is one other thing. Unreal Engine hyper-realistic Sora looks a lot worse than like the PS2 style cartoony Sora. I really love the way that those Kingdom Hearts PS2 games look. I think they look fantastic even today. And I kind of wish they would go back to that extrapolated style instead of using Unreal Engine and shaders and stuff like that. Because it kind of feels like Square Enix hired this man a little bit.
A little, yeah. Here, let's hit the last bit of news here. So, in news that is, geez, of course, people are being fucking idiots, and it's ruining any form of actual critique. The woman who is playing Ada in Resident Evil 4 Remake, Lily Yao, is, got pretty much harassed off of Instagram because people are just being racist to her, which, you know, of course, that's fucking horrible, but it's just like, I wish that people would just like be able to be normal about criticism, because honestly, I do think she's probably like one of the weaker like performances in the game, but you can't just say that. Like, you know, like people should have just been like, yeah, you know what, she wasn't like great in the game, sure, and move on. But now it's just like, yep, it's a fucking ordeal. I don't know. Yeah, it's a bummer, and I hope that shit isn't awful. I mean, she's got the separate ways stuff, so she'll still be in the game. She's gonna get more content. But it's just stupid. It's just fucking stupid that people have to act like insane people and aren't able to just critique something and have to go the racism route. You know, there's also the whole thing where the original voice actress was a white lady, but also that the whole voice acting group there were all unionized. And while I'm pretty sure that Li Gao is like unionized for her live action roles, I don't know for sure if she is for her voice acting. I mean, I don't know if that's like considered something separate. So there is just like that other layer, just like, you know, like how it was. I mean, like it's just another layer, I guess I will just say. You know, what Capcom's Capcom's movements here are not purely progressive as progressive as they seem at times. You know, it's just a fucking mess. It's a fucking mess, and it's impossible to talk about this kind of stuff anymore. And I wish that everyone could just be normal.
Yeah, I hate the fact that this has to happen at all to begin with, but I also really do hate how it's like, then the well is completely poisoned. Like, you can't even discuss the actual problems with anything because you don't want to encourage any more of that happening. Like,
exactly.
big problem with The Last of Us Part 2, for real. Like, genuinely.
Mhm.
Like, it was impossible to
Mhm.
discuss because of just the worst people poisoning everything.
Mhm. Yeah. All right, well, to round out our Capcom conversation here, Capcom has us just completely hook, line, and sinker here. We are just, oh my god,
Really,
Capcom's
though?
killing it this year. The Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection came out. I am playing the first game. I am playing them in order. I know that everyone says just skip one, but I want to play through it. I got a guide.
Yep.
I got maps and all that. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna experience it how normal people should experience it. What are you? Which one are you playing? How are you playing through this?
I'm doing it in order. I've only played
Okay.
Battle Network 1 once versus the other ones I've probably all played at least 3 times each.
Mhm.
So I was like, I will go through 1. I'm almost done 1. I'm curious, what do you think is bad about 1? I don't know how far in you are, but I'm curious what you think so far of 1, I guess, in general. I guess, broadly speaking.
I mean, the way that... Because I've played a smidgen of 3 on my GBA.
The real one.
And, yeah, I would say the things that are, like, a bit different and like lower quality is like the writing is definitely like there's some funny moments, but it feels very stiff compared to the other ones. And I mean there's a lot of random encounters in 3, but there's just a lot of random encounters in this game. And also the map design is pretty bad. When you're in the net, it is super hard. It's super easy to get lost because everything looks the same. It feels like it's a first try. It's the first one of these games. They needed to figure it out. It seems like they figured it out. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, I'm just gonna play through it with a walkthrough. And there's also an option that just fully upgrades your Buster. You could just turn that on, and I think it just works for all the games. But I mean, if you're just like, if you just want to be like, if I'm going to be bothered by all these fucking random encounters, I'm just going to kill them in one hit and then, like turn it off for like boss fights or whatever when you actually want to try. That's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm just like, if I want to actually try, if I want to have fun with the combat, I'll turn the combat on. But if it's just like, I just want to get through this area, I just want to walk down this hallway, then I'll turn the Buster all the way up and just kill all the things. Like it's an option. You can play it how you want. I'm playing it the way that I want. That is just, I don't want to waste time on mooks when I don't really need money or chips or anything. It's just, I just want to be done. And I think that's fair. I think that's a good way to play that game. Or any like older RPG with a lot of random encounters.
Yeah.
In general.
I really wish they had the Final Fantasy remakes features of turn off the random encounters just for 1, mainly because like I love playing Battle Network so much, but
it should just be like, okay, like there should just be like after you do like 30 random encounters, there should just be like a pop-up that's like, good. You good?
Yeah. For sure. They should literally like, that would literally be in character for Battle Network also, with how insane all the characters in Battle Network 1 specifically talk. Like, man, I don't know. Have you been going around talking to all the NPCs? Because they're really good.
No, they are really good. Like I said, like I do feel like it's a little stiff at times.
Definitely, yeah.
It's just it's still like the writing itself is funny. Just like fighting a fucking like I just got past the numbers man part where they're like doing like a fucking mind control message through the school like PA system or whatever.
Dialogue in that part.
Yeah, it's super good. Just like talking to somebody and they're just like, starting to think this makes a little bit of sense.
Is that and then he goes like, is that a good thing? And you can say yes or no. It's just like, there's just tons of stuff like that. There's a girl in the park, I think, after that who can go, is www going to destroy the world with war? And then you can just go, yes. And then she just goes, that's scary.
It's good. It's really good.
I don't think it's the arc after that, but the arc after that, like, so 2 arcs from where you are, is the most insane one, where they introduce that every car in Battle Network is self-driving. And then
Okay.
they just have www hack the cars and make them crash into each other and explode, like, just back to back. And everyone's like, Jesus, I don't want to get a driver's license anymore. Like, just it's just so good. And I just know that it gets better and better. Like, also, like, knowing, like obviously I know deeply, but, like, it's so good to know, like, oh, it's just gonna keep getting better. It's just gonna keep getting more insane, but, like, more, like, you know, crafted, more honed. That's the word. Like, they figure out exactly what they want to do and how to do it. And especially once, like,
exactly.
Yeah. Once Mega Man Battle Network 2 immediately added the styles, right, which help a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, once they add the souls, it really feels like Mega Man, just all around. Like, just boom, you're fucking henching. And it's great.
They figured out what they wanted to do.
Lan is insane in that first game. He's basically a criminal. Like, he just goes around. I just love how much he does stuff and no one cares. Like, no one seems to, like, give a shit. Like, when the oven explodes and his mom's just, like, standing there going, oh no. And Lan, like, has to do everything about it, and then she just goes, oh, I'm tired. Go out and play. Like,
but it is also very funny that, like, as soon as you handle the whole thing, Lan's just like, dang, Mom, I'm hungry. When's dinner?
They're just insane. It just has the most insane energy. It's amazing.
So it's so good.
I'm just so excited for when you get, like, Battle Network 4, when it's like you just do a bunch of bullshit the entire game, and then like the end, you're like, I want to go to space, and they're like, you're in 5th grade. What are you talking about? Everyone's just like, hold on, let him cook. It's I'm so glad this is accessible to people. It needs to be, like, this is
they just got everything. Like, they have, like, both versions of all the 2 version games, you know. It's very funny though that you know, I haven't played any of these other Legacy collections physically, but it's so weird just, like, because I bought the card, of course. It's so weird putting the card in and then seeing, like, 2 separate games install, and then they both have the cart over it.
Yeah.
Like, you just it's just very bizarre. It's a very bizarre Switch thing, but I am glad that it is there. I'm glad that it's just like, oh yeah, no, 1 cart, both versions of the game.
Could you imagine if they did this for Pokemon? That's what I've been thinking since these have the 2 versions. I'm just like, man, I wish we were in the world where they were nice enough to Pokemon to just put out a collection.
Yeah, I mean,
like, it's nice to get full, well, sometimes it's nice to get full remakes of these games just for, like, the Resident Evil 4 ideology, right? Like, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire is pretty comparable to the RE4 remake differences from the original.
Yeah.
And it's just, but then, like, we also get Diamond and Pearl. And that's not exactly what I'd want.
I think they should make a new Battle Network and a new Mega Man X, and do a Legacy collection for Legends, and then I will be happy.
Honestly, I'm stunned that this came out before Legends did. Like, I realize it's because Legends is just buyable on the PS4. Like, straight up, you can just go and buy all the Legends games, I think, on the PS4. But it still feels like that would be the easiest fucking shit to make then. Like, even if you did that, like, wouldn't it just be easy to just bundle them in one go and go, here you go?
I at the very least hope that they do a little bit of work on it, just so, you know, it has, so one has, like, analog controls. that's what really needs to happen. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll fucking see. It seems like I mean, it seems like it'll happen eventually because it's like that and Star Force, Star
Yeah,
Force
they
that
do
don't
need to
have
do
legacy
Star
collections.
Force. That's
Yeah.
true. Star Force requires a lot of work, though,
Hmm.
just because of the format of that game. Also, I mean, it's just less good than Battle Network is the problem with Star Force, which is why I want them to just make a new Battle Network. That you know that One Step from Eden game, the Battle Network.
Yeah.
It just doesn't scratch the itch. I realize that, like, playing these, like, it's just like you need the whole package, like 1,000%. You need the stupid RPG dialogue. You need the insane, like, extrapolated environments that you're walking through. You need the cool, like, net lingo everywhere. Like, that is what makes Battle Network, not just the combat.
Mm-hmm.
They need to make a new one, and they need to pretend like the internet hasn't become horrible.
It's time.
It's time. You're gonna fucking love when you get to Mega Man Battle Network 3 and you see that there's BBSs you can read. It's so good.
I think I did see some of that when I was playing the GBA version. There's some cool stuff in those games. I'm excited for sure.
Man, I don't know if I was looking through all the concept art and it was so good. It's so good. That stuff.
It's so good that there's just all this available content right there. Just bam, check it out. All this cool stuff that you can look at.
Japanese exclusive collaboration art they just have in there that you can see, like, for like an amusement park that they did at one point. Like, there's like a lot of great pictures of like Roll wearing a t-shirt and you're like, fuck yeah, dude. Let's go. It's awesome. I'm really glad that this came out and it was done right. Even just having the stupid fucking 3D modeled Mega Man with the dub voice actor from the anime. Like,
he's just like, what? He's just like, hey man, it's 3 a.m. What the fuck's going on? Like,
I love that he says that. I was like, listen. God. I think every video game needs that. Literally. Like,
I agree.
I've been complaining a lot about how, like, fucking Bonzi Buddy really poisoned the well for what should be an amazing concept of having a little guy in your computer.
It's true. We do need more little guys on your computer.
I don't want to type in search to find where a file is. I want to go, hey, Mega Man, go fucking find it.
All right, Rose, I'll be right back.
And then it takes like 20 minutes because he has to kill 5,000
Dude, what the fuck? I know I don't have that much shit on my computer. Jeez.
Oh, I was trying to think of it. My favorite NPC line right now in Mega Man Battle Network 1 that I've seen so far has got to be, there's a dude in front of a cola machine at Scilab, and he goes like, oh, this soda machine's broken. I can't get my soda. So you go in and there's a virus and you kill the virus and you come out and he's like, thank you. I can buy my soda. Thank you so much. And he gives you a reward. But you can go back and talk to him after that. And he just goes, this soda is disgusting. I need more. Or something like that. Like, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever drank. One more, please, or something like that. Like, it's just like, what is wrong with these people?
Sometimes it's like that. No,
yeah,
I get it.
It is. That's true. That's true.
God,
great games.
All right, let's look at the questions. All right, if you want to send in a question, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. You'll sound like these folks are here. We got one from Solon. Solon's not here, so he's sending a question. What is the state of games right now for this year? Despite consoles and marketplaces being stable right now, it doesn't seem like anything's really coming out until the end of the year. Are we in just a lull? Or are there other new games to be looking forward to this year? I mean, I got a couple of things I'm looking forward to, but it's definitely like a slower year, I would say. But like, I don't know, there's big stuff.
I think I don't know if it's a slower year as much as it's like, I think things are spaced out a little better than they've been recently. Like, I mean, we got fucking Breath of the Wild 2 coming out next month. We got Final Fantasy 16 after that. We got like a bunch of different DLC. E3 is going to announce a whole bunch, not E3, fake E3 is going to announce a whole bunch of bullshit probably. I don't. I've
Dead Island 2 is coming out on the 21st. Like anyone cares.
Dead Island 2, and there was another one that was like in that vein that like Gamefly keeps emailing me about, being like, "Don't you want to play this?" Oh, let me look up what it was.
Jedi Survivor at the end of the month.
That's true. That's coming out. I was going to say, like, I think you're crazy for saying it's a slow year, but like also like all the games I'm playing are older games. I'm just caught in like I have to get caught up on this stuff. Like there's a new Trails game coming out, or a new Trails game came out like a month ago, and another one is coming out in like July, but I have to play like 4 games before I can play that next one.
Oh shit, Kazuna Eye, Touch the Beat, and Lord of the Rings Gollum are coming out. They're
Lord
coming
of the
out
Rings
the same
Gollum.
day.
Oh, Gollum.
Yeah, Solon, the Gollum game is coming out in 2 months, okay? What the fuck are you talking about? Lol, alright?
I'm trying to see, like, what were they fucking emailing me about? It was like, it was making me feel crazy. Like, I was like, who is playing this? What was it?
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and there's, like, a good variety of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm seeing...
A lot
June's
of it's
gonna
smaller
have some
scale.
good shit.
But
Man, fucking Street Fighter and Master Detective Archives in June.
mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
I want
And
to
Final
play.
Fantasy 16. Oh my god.
I want to play that Paranorman site or whatever game that came out recently. It seems really good.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think like really what it is like when we think of big game years and busy game years, we think of a lot of AAA stuff, right? Primarily, like we think of like the big hitters, and there's not a lot of that this year yet that we are aware of. And we also did front load a lot of it with like RE4 and like, as much as I hated like that friggin' Harry Potter game and stuff like that very early on in the year, like Dead Space, etc. But like, I think that's just a reality of we are seeing how bad the AAA space is right now for like feature bloat and like, you know, fixation on these things being highly detailed and taking forever. Like I was just musing how upset I am about like I would not be as frustrated as I am about Breath of the Wild if we were getting those Zelda spin-off games in the meantime. But like the AAA stuff has like slowed to such a crawl. Like we only got like that fucking Bowser's Fury mini game, as that's like the only new Mario content in like the last 6 years.
Yeah.
Like we're at a real like state where it's like that pace of those games is becoming slower and slower and slower. But there's a lot more like little stuff to fill in the cracks, like extremely more than ever these days. Not even just little stuff, like mid-tier stuff. I think we've gotten back to a healthy mid-tier again, a little bit. Lies of P is coming out this year.
That's right. Pinocchio, Shadow the Pinocchio Hog.
Mr. Geppetto is in this city. You must find him.
Fuck. It's gonna be the most badass video game ever made.
The only good puppet is a dead puppet. That game's gonna be evil. That's gonna be like the most evil video game, I think. Like easily.
Yeah. Nothing good will come from this.
No. But yeah, I just looking at a bunch of games that are coming out. Like that Yuden Chronicles game's coming out this year. I'm tentatively. Suikoden remakes are next month.
Yeah. Oh,
I think.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. I might have to put in like a Play Asia order for that.
Yeah, I started up fucking Suikoden 1 on like a PS1 emulator semi recently, and then they announced the remakes the next day. And I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah, you lined us up. There you go. Thank you, Rose, for your sacrifice.
No problem.
All right, next up here, Cello Buster asks, what is the last book you read? Thanks for putting us on the spot there, buddy. Anyway, the last book I read was actually that collection of like short essays that Kojima did, the Creative Gene. Yeah. Really, all it was just him recommending a bunch of like movies and books, which, you know what? I'm gonna try to see more movies, so I'm gonna take that to heart. I'm probably gonna be going to the movies like every other week from now on, just because I want to have a thing to do. So that'll be my thing. And so if they are showing one of Kojima's recommended films at the Alamo Draft House near me, I guess that'll be my cue to go. They'll be like, oh yeah, he wrote about that. That's Hideo Kojima.
I want to read that because I feel like I used to read a lot, and then I realized like a lot of my reading has been taken over by reading a lot of gaming essays and stuff like that. Like a lot of more like discussion based topics rather than novels themselves. But I've been reading a couple recently. I have the fucking that Gideon the Ninth, that thing at all.
I think I've heard the name.
It's like a lesbian young adult novel, like necromancer series that's pretty popular these days with the kids.
Okay.
I've had that like to read for a little bit. I have not started it. I've been reading a web fiction called Unjust Depths that's pretty fun. It's like a sci-fi ocean themed one that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Recommend that. I read do you remember Other Side Picnic? That creepypasta Yuri?
Maybe.
It was like
That sounds familiar.
few seasons ago.
Sure.
They got an anime.
Okay.
That's a light novel. That's pretty fun. I think the books are a lot better than the anime adaptation. I recommend those. I started to read, I realized this is manga. I started to read Medaka Box because it seemed insane. And it certainly is insane. That's by the Nisio Isin motherfucker. Because if you remember, there was that. I started reading it because people were talking about it with regards to that new manga he has where the localizer quit. Because it's like insanely convoluted. It was like a puzzle academy, and all the puzzles were in Japanese, and they had to make like all new puzzles, and they had the same deadlines as like a Naruto chapter translation.
Right. Yeah. It was like all the fucking like turns of phrases and shit. Like it was all puzzles based on like different like metaphors and shit that just do not translate whatsoever. Yeah.
And Medaka Box is very much the same thing of just walls of the entire page full of text that you then have to translate and like.
I think I would consider that a book then.
Yeah. It is. It's a journey. But yeah, I have a bunch on my list. I have one. Let me see real quick. I know this doesn't count as reading, but my wife has an Audible subscription that we haven't been using that much. But I did.
I think that counts.
Okay, then I have a book that I got, Sabriel, which is like an old fantasy book, narrated by Tim Curry. So I was like, oh, that sounds pretty good to me. I think that's about like some mage country stuff, Lord of the Rings style, like big long running series. Seemed interesting. I was also thinking of getting into those Dune books maybe at some point, since I guess it's less hot now, but it was pretty hot a year ago.
It was.
Yeah. I want to get back into reading in a big way, extremely. Like but it was very much the thing of like realizing like I am reading a lot. It's just it's directed towards visual novels and gotcha games and those essays
that are
I
also
look up.
visual novels. Yeah.
So it's like I'm doing a lot of reading. It's just not the traditional kind,
Right. Which is
it's still reading, but yeah.
Okay. Last question, and it's from your wife. Your wife sent in a question, actually.
Oh, cool.
Robin says, "Do you think the future of portable gaming is actually going to be products largely for home use, letting mobile gaming fill the travel niche like Nintendo and Sony seem to think?" So, this is actually a bit of kind of sort of news, like a rumor that we didn't touch on that I completely forgot about until just now. That there was a rumor going around, maybe around a week ago, that Sony is making a new handheld console, but it is basically just going to be like a cloud gaming add-on to your PS5. So it's just your PS5 games streaming to the console over the internet, which sounds like shit. Absolutely not what I want from a new Sony handheld. And I mean, like, I would like, and I see what you're saying with like Nintendo too, but like, I mean, the Switch is at least you could bring the Switch out and you can play games on it. Like it's not streaming, it's not always connected. But I kind of get it because it is a little big and all that. But I think that I want to see if the Sony thing is true. I want to see if they are actually doing that, because that would be bad and stupid and wrong.
I think like the main thing I want to know about that is how much is it? How much do they fucking expect someone to pay for that? Like if it's like $80, like I go, like
yeah,
or something, it'd be like, okay, I guess I could see the use case for this. I wouldn't want one necessarily, but I'd be like, this is something that a human being could use. If it's like $200,
then no.
Mm-hmm. Unless it's a PS TV built in.
Yeah. But no, it's like I don't want that. I like to have I like to have unique experiences on those consoles. Like
me too.
I'm fine with the games being like, less graphically intensive, like less, just make them good. Make good games for them. I would be fine with them just having separate games. Like I enjoy, like, it's fine if they're just like, yeah, here's the handheld version of this game compared to the original version of the game. Just make good games for the console. But as for the future, like saying if that's the future, again, it's hard to say because like Nintendo still wants Nintendo wants the Switch to be something you carry out with you, still. And we don't know if the Sony thing is real. So I guess I would say that I'd be able to call it a bit more once we see what if Sony is actually doing a new handheld. Because if they are, then that might dictate things a little bit. But then at the same time, like, Nintendo has never followed behind Sony per se. Even though you could kind of say that the Switch is very similar to the Vita, it is still like its own thing, and they didn't fuck it up completely like Sony did. I don't know. It's hard for me to say right now. Like I think that if people just want to make a Switch, like or a Steam Deck, if Sony's just like, okay, we got to make a handheld thing like the Steam Deck or the Switch because that's what's popular, then sure. But they should just make a Vita, like just make a Vita, but with SD cards that are normal.
I'm like, I will buy that. I'll always be a proponent of that because I think the Vita is the best console ever made. Just like from a holding perspective, it feels so good to hold.
It's up there.
It's amazing. But I just in general, like you're completely correct about like those experiences are just gone now that you would have on those things, or like they're still around, but like it's fewer and far between. Like you don't get the extrapolation of what a Zelda game would look like on a handheld on the Switch at all. You don't get that. Like you don't get games like Castlevania that much. Like you get Metroidvanias, but not like that specific, like bite-sized 5-hour experience. Like, yeah, I've really been missing that recently whenever I fool around with my 3DS or my Vita. And even the Vita is like, the Vita was primarily console games, honestly. So it's like even harder to see there. But still, like, as shit as this game is, you don't see stuff like that horrible Batman, Black Iron, Black Rock? I don't even remember what it was called, but you know what I'm talking about. I know what
you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, like that stuff like that, like extrapolations of the idea to fit on this handheld to make an experience that feels like this. Super Mario 3D Land, great game.
Yeah,
you don't see anything like that. They don't even make that really goes hand in hand with earlier stuff I was saying. Like, just Nintendo is not making side experiences that much. Like, especially with the Switch, it just feels like they've played catch up with putting Wii U games on the Switch. Mario Kart 8 was like 10 years ago. Almost.
Yeah.
And it's still the one that people are playing.
They got a new DLC coming out for it. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I've been playing it recently. It's pretty fun, but it's also like, I don't know, like I don't think there necessarily needs to be one if they don't have any ideas, but it's just like indicative of thing. Like why did we just get New Super Mario Bros. U on the Switch? Like, why didn't you just make a different one? Not like, I don't. Where's Odyssey 2? Everyone was like, oh, Odyssey 2 is coming out next year in 2018. Never happened. It's never going to happen.
Nope.
It sucks ass. It should have happened. Literally. Also, Tears of the Kingdom should have came out 3 years ago. I'm sick of this.
Very strange.
I do want portable console again. I want like an actual one that feels good, that doesn't have detachable Joy-Cons. I hate it. I hate the detachable Joy-Cons. I want it to feel good to hold.
I want someone to make a portable console that has like its own library. It would be cool, you know? Like,
yeah.
Like, it kind of sucks that the closest thing to that right now is the fucking Playdate, because that thing is so expensive. Like, that thing was just a normal price, I would probably be playing the shit out of it, honestly. Like, straight up, I would probably love that thing if it was just a bit cheaper.
Yeah. Because especially those experiences are so, like, of an era.
I mean, it's why I'm still, like, buying GBA and DS and 3DS games. Like, I'm still buying those games, because those are the kind of games that I enjoy on that form factor. And I like playing Battle Network on the Switch, because, hey, guess what? Those are portable-ass games.
Yeah, I really don't know who that Sony device is for. Like, I think my wife is right about just, like, it's really weird that Sony and Nintendo, like, what are they going to do for that next Nintendo console?
I don't know. I mean, like, honestly, like, they really, like, the only thing they could really do is like, I mean, it would be a stupid thing to do, to call it, but, like, if they just said, this is the Switch Pro or the Switch 2, like, that's really, it's, like, right now it is just vertical. Like, what are they going to do differently? They're just going to say, hey, this one has better specs. That's all they could really do. And, like, I'm not, like, opposed to that, but, like, also, what is next? Like, I mean, I guess that's kind of nice that I have no idea, but God, whoever at Nintendo is making consoles, like, whoever was just like, okay, we're just gonna make the next Switch, we're just gonna make the nicer Switch. Whoever's trying to figure out what to do after that, I do not envy them whatsoever. They are in some fucking trouble, I would say.
Who knows if we'll ever see. At this stage, like, I'm just convinced, like, we're going to be told that the Switch Pro is right around the corner until, like, 2030. That's really the vibe.
Yeah, I'm at the point that I do want it now, though.
Yeah, definitely, like, now, because
we do. Again, like I said, like, I can take that the hit. You know, I am fine with that. But also, like, yeah, like I am usually fine with that, because consoles like that, like the handheld consoles, the games that I usually really, really enjoy are from Nintendo and their partners, so they know the specs, they can work around it.
Yeah.
But I think we've gotten to the point where, for some fucking reason, they're, like, overextending like crazy, or it's not for some reason, it's because they only have this console. So if they want to make a big ass Zelda game, they have to make it for this console, and they can't stretch their wings all the way. So now it's just like, okay, yeah, you do need to upgrade this to make it something that can fucking run a Pokemon game correctly. You know, like a 3D open world Pokemon game. Like, come on.
Yeah, I think the thing that made me go, okay, you know what, I'll take the fucking new Switch now, was honestly, like, I'm not someone who gets all up in arms about, like, needing technical stuff. Like, I remember a big thing for, like, Nile was, like, needing 60 FPS and everything, right? And I know a lot of people like that, and I'm not that, unless it's for character action games. But, like, the PlayStation 5 has kind of warped my brain with the load times, that, like, even playing fucking Yoshi, it takes, like, 20 seconds to load a level, and that's, like, agonizing to me, because I know it's better now, you know, like, I know that it could be better. And I think that's definitely a part. Like, memory has gotten so good and cheap these days that I'd hope that the Switch would just be better about it. But we'll see. You'd hope the Switch would just have an M2 drive in it.
No.
I don't know. I kind of just want them to make another normal console and then a handheld one.
Yeah.
I would be fine if they just made the Switch 2, but they also made a different thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, that should do it, I think. Yeah, we don't got anything else. So, Rose, is there anything that you want to shout out, talk about before we wrap it all up?
No, I don't think so. I guess I'd just say that Final Fantasy 16 trailer looked pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for that. And so it's really funny seeing just all the moves from Devil May Cry 5 just done in Final Fantasy world. And that Zelda trailer has me optimistic to a slight degree because it seemed like there was set piece environments, which is what I like out of Zelda.
That's good.
Yeah. Ganondorf's also really cool. I was talking with a friend. Okay, this is just a weird tangent, just real quick. I think it's really funny that Skyward Sword established that there's this reincarnation cycle for Demise is always going to come back and Link's always going to come back and Zelda's always going to go back. And then in the Zelda timeline, it's the same fucking Ganondorf. It's just him. It's just this one guy. Like, they established this cycle, but it's actually just this one guy that we've seen because he's fucking mad. And I think that's really funny.
Ganondorf.
He's one of the all-time guys, I think.
He really is.
He really is. He just, when he does that fucking stupid Warlock punch in Smash Brothers, and it's like, whoa.
It's
very
true.
Cool.
Fucking is. All right, well, that'll be it.
Yay!
All right. Well, if you want to continue to support us, you can go to our website, videogamechoochoo.com. We have our Twitter at VGCC. We have our Tumblr, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. Put a /ask if you want to send a question. Facebook.com/videogamechoochoo. YouTube.com/videogamechoochoo. Twitch.tv/VGChoochoo. And of course, okay. Folks, I'm going to be honest with you here. I'm going to be completely honest with you here. The site redesign. I know I have said this so many fucking times over the years, and it has just been like, oh my god. It's real. It is something that is happening. We are getting closer and closer to it. I don't know exactly when, but it might be by the end of the month, straight up. So, things will be changing. Website names will be changing. Shit is just things are changing. So, make sure you follow us on the social medias and all that to make sure that you know when shit's happening, know the new URL, all that stuff. Also, gonna be honest with y'all again. patreon.com/VGCC. We're not in dire straits or anything, but the better Patreon bucks we get, the more good new stuff we'll be able to do quicker. New art, new stuff like that. So, if you like our content, if you want to just support us, go ahead and subscribe to the Patreon. We're going to absolutely, once the site redesign comes out, we are going to be doing more stuff for the Patreon. So hopefully it'll be worth more bang for your buck. I can't tell you fully what it all will be because I don't know for sure even yet, but it will help us out a lot. And hopefully that will be repaid in kind to you with more stuff that you can enjoy from us. And if you want to come hang out with us and ask us questions about the site redesign, the gamezone.zone is the URL that you type into your web browser to join our Discord server. You can talk to us there. Grill us about what's coming up. And thank you to Melt Channel/Magic Circuit for theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to their stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. Go buy their stuff on Bandcamp Fridays. That's still happening. You can find me at JOHN_MICHONSKI on Twitter. And that's kind of it for me. Rose, where can people find you?
Over at twitter.com at Horngal, HORNGAL. That's me.
All right. Well, then that's it, folks. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. So long, everybody.